Reading from Paul's second letter to the church at Corinth. Now, friends, I want to report on the surprising and generous ways in which God is working in the churches in Macedonia province. Fierce troubles came down on the people of those churches, pushing them to the very limit. The trial exposed their true colors. They were incredibly happy, though desperately poor. The pressure triggered something totally unexpected, an outpouring of pure and generous gifts. I was there and I saw it for myself. They gave offerings of whatever they could, far more than what they could afford, pledging for the privilege of helping out in the relief of poor Christians. This was totally spontaneous, entirely their own idea, and caught us completely off guard. What explains it was that they had first given themselves unreservedly to God and to us. Thus ends the reading of the word. Thanks be to God.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank everyone for having myself here. I'm Darla Burkett. I am the director of the Rescue Mission, and today I brought with me 7 ladies that are staying with us in our women's shelter, and I'm just blessed to be here and to share what we do with the mission. I'm not going to so much preach today as I am going to talk to you about the Rescue Mission, and I have 2 ladies that are going to share their testimony with you. And that's really the best way that I can share with you what the Rescue Mission does in India. Just a few short miles away, and I see some great familiar faces here that come and volunteer with us. Many regulars, like Lois, have just come in and volunteered, and we look for volunteers, especially in the summer when we really slow down in that area. But the Rescue Mission was founded in 1971 by a group of men from a variety of churches that wanted to get the drunks off the street, basically. It didn't matter who you were. If you were a drunk person and used to call them bums, they were around on the streets and they just wanted to get a place to eat and something. So they built a little chapel and a little tiny kitchen that you could come up to the window and get a piece of bread and a cup of soup. And that's what it was in 1971. Since then, we have just flourished, and God has just given us the provisions to do what we have today. We, in November of 2011, moved from a 9,000 square foot building, helping 80 people every day, and then many people coming from the outside just to have meals with us, have moved over in November to a 43,000 square foot building. And we have a lovely shelter. We would love to have you all come and visit. But what we do at that shelter is so much more than just food and shelter and a cup of soup now today. We serve 3 meals a day to all people. Anybody that needs something to eat can come to the mission and get a meal. We're at 600 meals a day right now. And that's not just for the people that are in our programs, in our shelters. We have a women's shelter, women and children, a men's shelter, and an overnight shelter. And we are caring for 225 people a day in those shelters, and an additional 75 people at night in our overflow shelter, in our overnight shelter. And hundreds of people that come to the mission every day to get food, to get a food box, to see if they can get help with prayer, to see if they can get help with any kind of spiritual guidance. We serve a lot of love there and a lot of compassion. And I want to tell you that we've grown and grown and grown, and it's been quite an easy transition. And the community, we couldn't do it without the community. We are nonprofit. We take no government funding. We are 92% of our funding comes from people like you, churches, groups, businesses, individuals. And last month I had one individual come forward and pay off the loan of $1.2 million that we owe on our new building. So we just praise God for him and for every dollar that went into that building. It was just an honor and truly a blessing. There have been so many miracles along the way. When we started that building project in 2007, we had a donor buy property for us. A dear, very well-known businesswoman in Palm Desert bought the property to build on, and she says, but the rest is up to you. So the rest was up to God, and everybody said, don't do it now, where the economy's starting to crash. So we really broke loose in 2007 and 2008. We had $80,000. The building was going to be $10.4 million. And we raised money all through that, with dollars from kids and penny collections through fountains and prayer through all the churches. We had lots of committees, and our biggest and most successful committee was our prayer committee. We raised all but $1.6 million of the dollars to build the building. And at the end of our journey, we moved into the building in 2011 and in November. We had some of the ladies that moved in with us are still with us today. They're getting ready to graduate next month. And we had people come forward and say, I want to pay off your loan, because we were frightened. We never lived with debt. And it was going to be so much more money just for operations. So we truly have been blessed beyond measure by God, and this building was built just through the hands of God, period, nothing else. It was just the blessings of the people that He brought through our doors, and we're just blessed to be here. But let me tell you what it's like, a typical day at the rescue mission. We all go to work, but it's not work for most of us, all of us there. It's a ministry. We don't make millions of dollars, but we change millions of lives. That's what we say. The rescue mission is an independent mission, like the old rescue missions from many, many years ago. I remember my parents took us to a rescue mission to help feed the hungry. We fed them sandwiches and did what we could do. But it was small, and they were kind of unheard of, and they were kind of places that were in scary neighborhoods, and that's all very true. We're in an area of blight, but we have a beautiful orange, green, and lovely colored building, and our decorator and our designer was Phil Smith, and he designed us a building that is like the glory standing out in our area of blight. We bring in anybody that's in need. No one is turned away. We have 3 different programs. Our overnight emergency program, which means if you are in the middle of a domestic violence situation in the middle of the night, we will take you in, no questions asked. If you have a child and you are suddenly evicted from your apartment or your home, we will take you in. We will take you into overnight, and then the next day, when we have our case managers on site and everyone, we will get you into a program that will get you back to successful living. We do have people that are addicts, alcoholics, domestic violence survivors. We do have people that are struggling with something internally. We have people that have lost hope. We have people that are suicidal, that have come out of the mental health system and need spiritual guidance and help and love and support. We have people that look like me and look like you, and look like all these beautiful women that I brought with me today. I have a large group of men. We care for 90 men and 60 women and children at the rescue mission. And those are our shelters that are in the back. And I'm going to let the ladies come up and share a little bit about their stories. And I'm going to open up for questions after that, because there's usually a lot of questions, and I want to be very open with you on who we serve, what we do. We also start our day at the rescue mission at 7 a.m. with devotion. We end our day at 7 p.m. with devotion and prayer from a local pastor or a speaker, an inspirational speaker. We've had authors come. We have every night is open. We have someone every night of the week and every morning of the week come to the mission to start our day with prayer and end our day with prayer. And we are faith-based, non-denominational. Our New Life program is a Bible-based program. Our Gateway program is not, and our overnight program is not. But the chapel is open to all. Our biblical teachings are open to all. But we have people of all faiths, no faiths, and we love them all. We are open for wonderful tours. I offer you and really encourage you to come, and I'll give you a personal tour. It's life-changing to see the people that are in need, and the people, so much like the name of the sermon today is Look the Other Way. All of the people that I serve in the rescue mission at one time somebody looked away from them, we never look away. We look forward. I find people on the street. I bring people from behind the Circle K I might find. You'll always see me with somebody in my car that needs help, because that's my ministry in this world. And what we do is turn out amazing people that turn their lives around. And we just placed 22 people back into the community with jobs, with refreshed, restored lives, and no longer struggling with addiction. From our graduation classes, and I've tracked this since I've been there in 2004, we have an 82% success rate of people remaining free of addiction, if that was their issue, independently employed and independently living 1 year after graduating the Rescue Mission programs. So that's an awesome rate, and I give all that glory to God. That is a better success rate than some of the highest rehabs that I work with, throughout the world, basically. We believe there's a whole healing, and spirituality is a great part of your healing and success in your future. So I'm going to ask up now Susan to come up with me. And Susan is currently one of our residents. She'll be graduating from us. And again, Susan doesn't look much like a homeless person on the street. So I welcome to you, Susan.
Well, good morning. When I walked into this place, you can really feel the love, and I thank you for that. And to tell you a little bit about myself, the life changes. I grew up in the Midwest in a Christian environment, and I raised my kids in a Christian environment for about 26 years. I raised 4 children. After 25 years of sobriety, I was overwhelmed with divorce, job change, and financial issues. And I picked up the drink once again after 25 years. My life became like a roller coaster effect, up and downs. The storms of life overwhelmed me. I couldn't hold a job. I found myself homeless and on the streets. And these are the circumstances that brought me to the mission. It was a humbling experience to be in the overnight shelter, to take showers with 50 women, not all at once. But I was willing to do whatever it took to get my life back. So today I can tell you that my journey has been one of amazement. The mission has given me a gift of hope. It has given me the gift of time. And this time that I'm there doing a year program, 12 months, I'm able to build my foundation with the Lord, spend time in the classes that they offer, that is taught to have Bible study. We have a couple of those classes throughout the day. And I'm committing myself to this program to rebuild my faith that I lost, because I turned my back on the Lord. And I didn't want nothing to do with Him. But that wasn't the direction and the right way to go. Because once God has, His hook in you, He's not going to let you go. He knew what I needed and how far I needed to fall to get me where I am today. So right now I'm building my relationship with my family. And today I have hope, and I have peace, and I have joy. And that's good. And that's all because of the mission. And I'm working very, very hard to get to that place. So thank you very much.
Pastor just told me that we're going to have one more speaker, and then I'm going to open for questions to myself and all of the ladies. We're all here to answer questions during fellowship time out in the lobby. So welcome to you now, Selena. And I also want to reiterate, the mission charge is not $1 for anything, for our meals, just like the Bible says. We serve the poor, we serve those in need every day. And this is Selena, and she has a different story, but a very touching story as well.
Good morning. I'm a little nervous, so don't mind me. My name is Selena. I'm 24 years old. I'm originally from Phoenix, Arizona. What brought me out here to Indio, California was I had an addiction. And my sister lives out here in Indio, and she knows about Coachella Valley Rescue Mission, and she brought me out here sort of on a surprise for me, you know. I didn't know I was going to come out here. I got off the Greyhound bus, and she brought me right to CVRM, dropped me off there, and left me there. And being as a young adult, I fought it. Of course, I didn't want to be there. I had a bad attitude about it. But then something just changed in me where, you know, I've never been around so many godly people and so much love. I'm not used to that. I grew up in the streets, and I am a baby Christian. It's my first time being in a Christian facility, I guess, you know. And I'm learning so much, and I have a lot to thank the Coachella Valley Rescue Mission, because I am young and I do not want to be struggling as an older woman. I have no kids, so I don't want my kids to be raised in the streets like I was. I want change. I want a difference, and CVRM has helped me with that. They've helped me with my education and getting my GED. I know as far as after my GED, they'll help me continue further on with my education, and I have a lot of hopes and a lot of plans for myself. Something that I've never had growing up. I never had plans for myself as far as what I wanted to do when I'm older, and so I thank the mission, and I'm learning so much about being a new Christian, and I've changed dramatically. So that's it.
Statistically, I just want to give you some counts on homelessness throughout the Coachella Valley. From Riverside County as a whole has 17,000 homeless people on any given day in the year 2011. Stats were just done. I work on the homeless count that we do every year, and that's in the in the Riverside County as a whole. In the Coachella Valley today, there are 4,600 homeless people today, and that's from the high desert down to the low desert, which is about Coachella, Mecca, that area too. And homeless can mean you're staying on somebody's couch right now. We did a big outreach on Friday where we went out to the desert and served the homeless that have not come forward yet to come in. Sometimes our beds are full and we don't have space for them. But there are people out there. I could take you to Bridges. I have some of the girls that have lived homeless and know exactly where to find the homeless camps, the tents. And it is tough out there in this heat. So we do an outreach to those that can't make it into us. Last year we went and found a couple named Kim and Eddie, and they don't mind if I say their names. She was in a wheelchair. He was kind of leaving her in their camp and running to get food and water every day. We got them into a situation where they're living in a nice studio apartment. He's become her caretaker, which brings in a little bit of a check, and they're living independently, and that was through one of our outreach programs. So there are people out there all over that need to be served and loved and cared for. We deal with all kinds of hurt souls, people that didn't get over things that happened to them as children. We work with psychologists, mentors, teachers. We have classes all day, and we are there for all people in need. So if you ever see anybody, we just ask that you refer them to the rescue mission. I brought with me some little handouts today that has all of our information on it, and I'd love to see you all there as volunteers, or just come take a tour if you get a chance anytime. We're open 7 days a week. We never close. We do great outreach to the community as far as Christmas gifts. We're preparing now for our backpack drive. We'll serve 3,000 children that are needy with a new backpack, supplies for school so they can all feel good. and they stand in line, and it starts, I think it's on August 28th, I'm going to check my calendar, but I'm probably going to ask your church to put a box here for backpack donations, because we try to get all the kids in the Coachella Valley a nice start to the new school year. We do a big Christmas drive helping the needy. We collect 15,000 new unwrapped toys. We give each child 3 toys. We take care of 5,000 kids at Christmas time. We do a big outreach at all the holidays. We'd love to have you at our 4th of July picnic. It's all open to the public. We really will pay for your lunch, and everything is donated, and we just will share the word together and share what we have with all those in need in the Coachella Valley. So thank you very much for having us and listening to us today. God bless you.